Hi everyone, good to be back. Good to be here with you guys. And here we are in our sixth episode of Chatting with Friends. And I have my dear friends joining in for tonight. You guys are live right now. Everybody can see you. Just say hello to everybody.
Hello,
Hi
world.
guys.
Hello,
Yeah,
internet.
hello. So we are now doing this regularly on Fridays nights, as we chatted and as we said. Um, it's good to have you guys and to see you guys again. It's been a long week. I mean, my fingers were itching me to start a new stream, and I was like, should I do it or should I just wait and be professional and stick to the schedule? And I was like, yes, okay. And I got actually lucky because I had a busy day, a busy week, and everything went into this direction that we're just joining with you guys tonight. So we'll be waiting for people to come in and join our streaming and see how everybody is doing and what's everybody been doing lately and working on their hobbies. So guys, how you guys been?
Kristian, want to go first?
Yeah. Um, I've been working on my revamp or overhauling of my British cromwells and Shermans and also my crocodiles because I painted them like what was it, almost 7 years ago. And back then I just painted them to be able to play with them, and then since forth I've improved, and I also wanted to make them look better on the table. So I've been working on them, especially with the oil brushes from MIG.
Yes.
They're really nice in combination with my airbrush and pin washing and different highlighting techniques and so on and so forth. So that's been going on. And then me and the guys on the Danish ETC team have been talking about lists,
Whoa.
which is obviously a bit secret, but I'm gonna play British, so we're trying to tool the lists for them to be able to match the meta. But again, as we said, it's a period now where the meta is continuously changing. So this list might not be playing next year. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, until we don't see the Russian book, we can't talk about real meta.
True.
And what about you, Lud?
Oh, well, busy week as well. Quite a lot of work. But I've managed to get some hobby time in. I've been painting more Flames of War Vietnam infantry and some Space Wolves for 40k, but nothing special to show yet. Just base coding, simple highlights so far.
Cool guys.
No
Yeah.
games, unfortunately.
Yeah, no games for me either. So yeah. Hi Patrick.
But
How you doing? Good to have you back
Hi,
with
Patrick.
us. Yeah. So
actually, I'm gonna go to a
mobile.
tournament.
Yeah. When?
If everything goes to plan, Denmark is gonna open the amount of people that are allowed to be together on the 8th of June to 30 to 50 people, depending
Whoa.
on the square meters and stuff.
I'm jealous. What about you, Lud?
Yep.
I envy this guy.
I wonder if they would lift the unnecessary travel ban in time.
Yeah.
Because flights to Copenhagen would be quite cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good opportunity. Let's say it's a good idea to just have a reason to go to Copenhagen. Just
Yeah,
all of a
well,
sudden.
for now I know. Well, for now I'm still expecting that I'll be able to attend the Moscow GT
Yeah.
in August. Danielle and the guys postponed the dates to what would have been the ETC.
Yeah.
So we've been laughing with Daniel and the boys that it's a kind of shadow ETC.
Yeah.
So So I hope it will happen. My hotel for June luckily reimbursed my reservation for the hotel.
Okay.
So I'll just be most likely booking it over as soon as the guys can tell us if the Russian border is open.
Yeah,
And
this is my main concern. I mean, I don't know if I want to go and I want to see. I want to participate into to the Russian GT, but uh, that's the greatest impediment.
yep.
Let's say we don't know how the Russian authorities will do
Mm,
with foreigners going into Russia. I mean, it was hard enough for Romanians to go to Russia. Now with this Corona COVID thing, it will be
yeah.
like harder, I think. But who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there. I still think that August is quite far away,
Yeah,
like business time wise. So there might be a real chance of getting there.
yeah,
And it'll in a way it'll be fun because it's I mean it's been so long that I mean to have seen any of the guys and well you Theodore for example
yeah.
it would be awesome to have a game, go and grab a few beers, and there's it would be my first time in Moscow, so there would be a ton of stuff to see as well.
Actually, Christian made me like want to go and check for a flight ticket to Copenhagen somewhere in June.
Yeah.
It's like in 2 weeks from now. It's like, yeah, something we
It's
want to do. Um,
it's gonna be on the 27th of June. It's the tournament is.
oh, it's good. So it's about 1 month from now. It's plenty of time to find accommodations and travel and arrange travel. Uh, we have Patrick saying that he hopes that Belgium tournament will take place in October. I hope the same.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to tell the guys in Belgium that they should be ready for high attendance if that
Oh yeah,
happens.
Christian, that tournament is something you really should look into.
Which
Yes,
It
one?
was
the one in
awesome.
Belgium, the one
Yeah, yeah,
where
obviously, yeah.
the Belgian GT. It was the um, first edition this year, but it was organized very very good, and people there were very nice, very nice
Yep.
location, and everybody was like super excited and very pleased with everything. They had an enormous amount of terrain and good quality terrain,
Oh yeah.
and it's something that you don't see even at the ATC. I mean, it was like really, really nice terrain, really good tables, and of course, the guys there are like, half of them were the crazy wolves, let's say, those guys that attend tournaments, come to the ATC, and all that. And the other half were like people from Holland and from Belgium, just trying the hobby. And I mean, they had a level of experience where they were very friendly at the table.
Yeah.
So actually, my first opponent, for example, I was I mean, for starters, I was afraid of his list. He had an M10 list, and I was a bit afraid that my steward list won't cope with that. But then, when he selected his reserves, I just realized that, well, this guy doesn't have that much experience in what stewards
Mm.
can do to M10s. So basically, I just rushed him, and in turn two, it was over, and he was like, "Can you teach me how to play this list?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, you chose your reserves wrong, so you have to do this." And I mean, we had some hi Soren. We had some. He had some Shermans also in the list, but he just put them in reserves and came with the M10s on the table, and then the Greyhounds. And my stewards were like feasting on Greyhounds and Jeeps, and you know,
Hmm.
the old problem with the recon that the Americans have. I mean, with the recon platoon, where they get two jeeps and one armored car, and if you kill the two jeeps, then the armored car just vanishes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and he was like, "What? Where's my formation?" Well, your formation is like just 8 tanks, and half of them died in the first shooting round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But the funny thing is, I remember one year at DTC, I think it was in 2014 or something, back then when Poland was really dominating.
Yeah.
one of our guys was playing a tank destroyer list, with the old ambush rules and security section stuff,
Yeah.
and they were playing against Poland, and they were good guys. No, this guy I don't remember. He was playing for Canada as a mercenary because this year he wasn't the first pick for the for the Polish team, but he was a really good player. And he said to my friend Michael, who owns a gaming store in Aalborg in Denmark, he
Yeah.
said, "I'm trying to do my Polish interpretation or impersonation." It was like, "You have a very nice list, but after game, I show you how make better." and and then he just
Yes.
ripped him a new asshole, in three
Yeah.
turns.
Yeah,
And
I
then they
know.
talked tactics afterwards. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah, the Polish guys are really, really nice and really polite. And for instance,
Well,
we go out with them at every ATC. We just take one night and go for drinks and have fun with those guys. They're really. I mean, at every ATC, I had something to learn from them, and it was like getting to learn new tactics, how to use certain troops, and how to use certain rules. And yeah, they're super friendly. I mean, I remember my game in Salamanca. I mean, yeah, you just
that was your first ETC too, wasn't it?
yes, my
Yeah, because
first
it
EC.
it was for both of us. It was the first ETC.
Yeah, and
I remember us talking about it.
yeah, we're the noobs there.
Yeah.
And then I got there and I was playing my armor rifle company and I was really excited and I had 3 wins at that point and I was very hyped. All right, I'm doing really good. And then I got to Poland, and I played. I don't remember his name. He was a big guy, a solid guy. I didn't see him at the last 2 ATCs, but
Probably Jacob, I think.
yeah, I think he had some British Churchills, no, British Shermans, and he had this crazy bombardment thing. And in turn 2, I was like, half of my force was gone, and I was like, what just happened? I mean, this didn't happen to me with those 3 other guys, I played against. And yeah, it was just the experience. He just used his experience to beat me. So that was that. I mean, for example, he did some assaults with troops on my carriers, and I lost everything there. So it was crazy. So guys, just to see how it goes and to see what I mean, for me it was an okay week. I didn't have that much time to do any models and to do any painting or play any games. But I managed to work on some idea I had. I mean, I was very not disappointed, but I was a bit sad that I had a box of M10s opened and yeah, I don't think I'll be using M10s at the ATC this year. So I was like, what can I do with this box of M10s? I need accurates. I mean, I would like to play a British list there. And then I just went over to the Flames of War website and I looked at the sprues and I've realized that the M10, it's actually the same sprue that they have for the Achilles. And the only difference between the models is the gun. And what I came up with was magnetizing the gun with the mantle. It's just that simple. I have it right here. It's this model. It's like this. I'll see if it is in focus or not. I will put it in a full screen so everybody can see it. So this is the gun. You just take it off. This is the 17-pounder I took off, and then I just put this little guy on, and now it's an M10. So just like that, you have 2 kits in one box, and it's
what size?
really nice.
Do you remember what size magnets you used?
Yeah,
Is it like a 1 mil?
it's
Or
I have them right here. I use 3 mil on 1 mil. This one.
Yep.
So
Okay. Yeah.
just to make it big again. This one was I've put inside the turret. Actually, you don't have to do like any kind of work inside this, so it just fits there inside. It's very
Awesome.
simple. Yeah, and then I used a 3 mil on a 0.5 mil.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
a thinner one.
Yeah. No, because I I need to get more magnets at
And
some
it's
point,
just yeah.
A
and
really good.
I'm trying to figure out what would be the best because I've almost run out of magnets with the Vietnam helicopters,
Yeah.
but I want to get some more choppers done, and then try to magnetize some other stuff.
I've just put a link in, or a name on a homepage, or if you at least Google this, I've just put in the chat. It's a really nice German page where you can buy magnets in all sizes and shapes, and they are very powerful. It's called supermagnete.de.
These magnets I bought are from Green Stuff World, and they're like
Yep.
€5 or something like that for 50.
Yeah,
And
I've
they're
used
very
quite a lot
useful.
of Green Stuff World stuff. I've used their like tree type of bush foliage quite a lot on my Vietnam bases.
Yes.
And yeah, well, I mean, Green Stuff World does amazing stuff.
Yeah, and I see Soren is saying that the gun bridge is also different. It is, but the difference is so small that you cannot. So this should be an M10, and this is an Achille one. I have to make the screen big again. So the difference is so small you cannot recognize. So this is the M10. This is the Achille one. You can magnetize this also with the magnet here. So basically, you just, I mean, you can glue this magnet on the gun bridge itself. So basically, you just take it off, and then it fits like this, and then you just put the gun on, and it's there.
You could just, if it's a problem, if due to historical facts and accuracy, you could just cover it up with a small amount of foliage or like a camo netting and stuff, and nobody would notice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy. I was watching at pictures of M10s and Achilles a few days ago from Normandy.
Yeah,
and
the amount of coverage.
It looked like a forest would have been like ripped off and put on a tank.
Yeah,
like
I agree with you guys.
Someone's backyard was emptied of anything that was green.
Exactly. Everything was there, and it was like crazy and everything. And
yeah, so I bet you could even like go without putting any decal. Well, maybe one or two decals, but I mean, if you want to go crazy with the foliage,
yeah,
you could hide the tank. You could almost say at the table that let's play this as a forest.
Yeah,
but
I like a bush.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you want to do foliage on 15 millimeter, I see a lot of people just going nuts with it, and it's more like less is more. You want to have the idea of that it's foliage, but if you just cover it up like in real life, you might as well not paint the model and just glue trees on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, guys, so this is what I've done. I'm also working on my carrier list, the carrier things from the British book. I'm working there in magnetizing the guys, you're putting inside, because the Piat is actually a guy that sits inside the small car. And then there's also, if you want to use the Wasp, I could use the same magnet to get in the fuel tanks, for the West. Yeah. So this is my next magnetization process, and everything just to because for me, for example, if they are painted as U.S. colors, as British colors, I can use them for U.S. reasons if needed. like for the M10s, you know. And
Yeah.
actually, I will go. Actually, this is a good question that I could put to you guys. Can you give me a color scheme for my British army, so that maybe I could use the Shermans and or the M10s as U.S. troops also?
Well, the thing is, if you want to do British tanks, they have a sort of bronze green color.
Yeah. So it's more
And
grayish, let's say.
yeah, and
It's colder.
the American, yeah, and the American tanks are olive drab, and olive drab for the real correct color is almost like a brownish tone.
Yeah, I have the olive
And
drab
then
spray.
yeah, but the thing is, you are more of a gamer than a painter, and as I said in an earlier episode, there are three kinds of players: the ones that are very competitive, the ones that are very casual and cozy and don't care so much, just want to have a good time, and then there's the fluffy history nerd guy that's going to tell you that those tank markings, the license plate isn't correct.
Yeah.
That might be me, for
Like,
instance.
yeah.
I will need I will need
was
a beer
just
for
about
that game.
I was just about to say that there's two of those guys on this stream.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you guys are really nice when playing against you. So do you? I mean, I didn't had any problems with you like telling me you cannot use that or that. But if I would like hit somebody like telling me that you shouldn't put that cross on that Panzer there, or you shouldn't put that star there on your N3 carrier, I will be like,
Yeah.
okay, I will have to take a beer and like relax, you know.
I mean, I've actually personally been thinking about the because I've tried to do some research on painting Brits, and I'm still I haven't found because the weird thing actually, like let's say hobby solution wise, is that for some reason the British don't have a modulation set or some easy already compiled set of paints to do.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to do your own sets. I know Kristian found a nice way a while ago, especially looking at his Cromwells and Shermans. But I would say in Theodore, in your case, uh, go with the same green as you would have gone with the Americans.
So with the olive drab.
It's looking. What I've looked at, like pictures of work, like 100 scale, which is Flames of War. The biggest difference, modeling wise, would be like the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Maybe
you
do
go
a
with
dry
the same,
brush over the olive drab or something like that. You say.
yeah, I mean, if you want to use them both, so that they both look like correct, uh, maybe I don't know.
You can't do that actually, but you could
Yeah,
paint some, like if you paint them in a mix between an olive drab and then perhaps like
British gray.
a
Or...
no, a Russian violet, like the Russian uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Make a mix of that. Like if you enlarge the screen,
Yeah.
I can show you which color I've been using.
okay.
Yeah. Put it a
Put
bit
it a bit higher.
higher. Yeah. Violet brown. Okay.
Oh, this
Okay.
is
UK brown. Yes.
bronze. Yeah,
Yeah.
UK bronze. But what I do is, and that is just if you have too much time. It's like I do appreciating
I
with my airbrush.
I think I have my spray. It's actually UK brown. So I can spray it out. Okay, guys. So now that this is set, I would like for today to start work with you guys on a list.
Okay.
Basically, I just want to. I will show you a Churchill list I've built, and maybe you guys can tell me if you find it as something that you would play, or whatever else it's needed, or it can be improved. Also, you guys in the chat, because I see we're having an audience now.
Oh, people are actually watching us?
Yeah, people are actually watching us, and
Wow. Oh
that's
yeah.
really good.
Hey
And
guys, please say hi in the chat to us and each other.
yeah,
It's always nice when people gather around the same hobby.
exactly. And so you guys in the chat also just talk with us and say your opinions about what I'm going to show you. Basically, I have this 10 churches list, which
10
is
Churchills.
yes, 10 churches list.
So you got what? You were left with one lucky card in your hand.
Yeah. So basically, this is how the list looks. Let's see if you guys can see it. Yeah, everybody, it's small enough so you guys can see it. Um, you will see it on the stream, I think, in a few seconds. So basically, it's the normal, one Churchill HQ, then three platoons of three Churchills, 75 mils. We can have like the 12 pounder or 16 pounder. What was that gun?
17.
Six pounder.
No, the 6
Oh
Like
yeah,
pounder.
the
you're talking about the
T11.
Churchill ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
the 6 pounder gun. Then one platoon of Avres, one platoon of M10s, because you need M10s because anti-tank 10 will not get you that far. And then one Eureka squadron, just for the fun of it. I mean, it's 9 points. For these 9 points, you could have a mortar platoon or, I don't know, parachute infantry platoon also come in. But I've liked it that, so I have 5 more formation units on the table. So it will be, I mean, I will not lose, let's say. I might not win, but probably I will not lose with this list, in my perspective. I chose to upgrade the HQ to a late war 75 mil, just to have the front armor 11 to be able to get some shots from the other platoons. With the mistaken target rule, you can actually allocate your HQ when people are shooting at your platoons. So basically, I just choose to allocate to try to swap some shots on them. And for example, if you have 76 Shermans shooting at your Churchills or Pack 40s or anything with anti-tank 12, this will be like immune, or at least one shot will be immune, and the rest will have like a hard time penetrating. Then yeah, the average is something that you need for sure. The Crusader anti-aircraft, it's a no-brainer. I think everybody will have Crusader anti-aircrafts. I've seen that, for example, we know that with the daily deals, they stopped on the Flames of War, the Battlefront, stopped the daily deals, and they encouraged with this. I don't think they have it now on the. No, they just with
It's
the local stores.
it's the local store package that
Yeah.
they sent out is actually quite good.
The local
The
store package is very good, and I really
yeah,
hope that our local store is doing their best
yeah.
to get some.
The only thing I'm having a hard time to find use for is the priests,
The
because I've
priests.
already got 6 of them. But well, as I belong to the same club as Christian,
Yeah.
so the guy that will look at the license plates and the shape of the helmet of the crew, I could, I mean, even if I don't use priests in my British lists,
Yeah.
it could be a fun option to model and to have, especially for friendly games, because there's, I guess you guys have the same thing that sometimes you end up having a few models that that aren't any good for like a competitive list, but you think they look so cool that you want to have them.
Yes.
So that, I mean, the priest is, it's uh I would say Christian agrees with me. The priest or any SPG that is open, it's really cool to model, because then you will have the crew, you have the interiors, you can play around with different techniques. You
Yes,
have the ammo
Storage.
I
shell.
agree with you. I agree with
It's
you, but also I will take. So I have two. I have 6 priests at the moment. I
yeah.
have 2 platoons of priests for my U.S. Army. Priests are never too many. I mean,
But
it's such a good
It is
bombardment
brutal.
that you need to have it as a US player. So if you can get two of them, it's even better. But yeah, two or three are destructive. I mean, you can only play competitive enough a bombardment list as a US player. So basically, having priests in your list will be a must. Yeah, this is my
um,
thinking. I've seen a
but
question. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Kristian.
Theo, I'm just thinking what I would do is that obviously those churches are to assault infantry with Fausts and similar stuff.
Yes.
So instead of having three churches come in, let's say one gets a bale and in the defensive fire, and you get in with two tanks and you hit with one because you hit on force.
Yes.
I would put more stuff in your HQ
Okay.
platoon so that you'll be able to assault with, let's say, 7 churches at a time. So when you hit those Germans, because what Germans will do nowadays is that if he's a skilled player, instead of just putting one blob of infantry on one objective and one on the other, he will extend his forces so much that they will be interlocking, which means that if you come up with your crocodile, hey, I have 12 shots with these two tanks, you only be able to hit 2 teams from each platoon. And by this, it also means that he'll have 2 different platoons defending the objective. Therefore, he will have 2 Fausts firing,
Yeah,
and he
that's
will
a good
also have
strategy.
2
This is
Shreks
what
firing.
this is why I'm always taking Panzerfaust on my Grenadier HQ, just to have like 2 or 3 Panzerfausts in one fight, and also
Yeah.
integrating as you say, integrating infantry platoons is a great idea to maximize your anti-tank fighting capabilities.
Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking if you I'd say it's nice with the Reggie, but I would just buy one to get the spearhead, and then I would max out on the HQ platoon, because then you can get like
I think we can get just one more tank, actually, because
yeah, so you can assault with 5. Yeah,
it's actually a 7 point if we take out from that formation, and it's 6 points to get 2 CCs as your HQ, and 2 CS Churchills. For me, CS Churchills are not that great. I don't know why. I mean, I haven't played yet, so I don't know if Alfreds are better or CS Churchills, but I think that maybe the best possibility will be to go with the full, so 18 points, 2 Churchill CS with 1 Churchill 75 to have 3 tanks
yes.
in your formation. Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good point. And
I want to
maybe
assault with 7 tanks,
okay,
6 tanks. Sorry.
maybe we can do that, just to scrapping one of this extra Churchill and maximize, probably, for example, take the Stuarts as support and maximize them. We could do that,
Yeah.
but otherwise, points wise, it's quite hard. And yeah, I get your point. It's the same idea. I mean, this is great with the British forces generally, that tank forces, that they have a large HQ that you can build together with other platoons and assault, and create a joint assault. And also you have some great cards for boosting your assault when your HQ is close enough, and also you get the reroll. So all the benefits you get from having your HQ in an assault. Yeah, it's a good idea. We have a question from in the chat from Soren, that asks us that is it worth to upgrade the Churchills? I don't know. For example, we have 3 platoons here, and if we upgraded one of the Churchills in each platoon, it was 6 points. Of course, we would lose the Wreck Squadron. What I wanted to do with the Wreck Squadron actually is having more of my force on the table in case disaster comes on. So in case I find I'm fighting against, I'm defending, and the scenario hits me where I have to defend myself, it's quite hard to choose your reserves with this list. Of course, yeah. I mean, this will happen only, for example, if both players choose assault and they have to play a defensive game. This is in ETC, battle matrix thing. I don't know if it happens
And
or
I
not.
mean, we have to remember, especially the audience, that many of the lists we've been talking about, especially the British ones, we haven't had the time to play test them yet because it was
Nothing.
pretty
Yes.
much as soon as the book came out, everybody was told to stay home and start painting their miniatures instead of going to work. So
Yeah, exactly, Lud. I say that this upgrade is very good. Front armor 11, it's absolutely awesome. It's the second highest armored tank after the Ferdinand in the game. So basically, it's a powerhouse. Nothing. There are not that so many guns that can destroy them. So if you can find it and if you can find a place for them in your list, yeah, go ahead, have them in. The only thing that I think I will miss in this list is actually some infantry. So
Yes, I was
yeah,
about to say that.
okay, this gives me an idea. Let's try something out. Let's try to build a new Churchill list and go with what Kristian said. So maximize the formation HQ. I will take, for the same reason, this upgrade on the HQ, just to have that tank that can soak up some hits. Then, what do you guys say? 6-pounder or just have 375s?
It's for assaulting purposes, and you need the leader to just do re-rolls for remounting and morale. So I'll just take a cheap option because you're gonna only use them for assault, which is
No.
purpose with the
I'm
list.
talking about taking the 6-pounder. It's free, so it's actually
Oh yeah, I take it. I take it any day, any day.
So take a 6-pounder.
yep.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about the 6-pounder is the 4+ firepower. I mean, it kills me. And
But when you think about uh, in the end, destroying someone is really good, but if you can already bail someone,
yeah,
like the six, usually almost every time I've played against 6-pounders, their biggest issue is that
the 4+.
most of the stuff they hit, it either bails me out or then it doesn't, and then it's a lucky shot from the opponent if he's destroyed me.
Mm-hmm. So
But I
you
mean,
take it a
my
6-pounder or not?
I would make it a 6-pounder because the fact that you can get someone's armored assets away from him for at least one turn is already
And if you
something
have
good. And the
if you have an
6-pounder gun is good. It's an AT-11.
Yep.
It's
especially if you have one infantry platoon nearby, if you bail him out, which you wouldn't do if you just had an anti-tank 10 gun, you can just assault him to death.
yep.
Okay.
The only downside is that it isn't that good against, let's say, half tracks such as Stummels and
The reason
ARPs and stuff like that.
the reason I'm like thinking, hello Peter.
Hi, Beta.
Yeah, the bailout tank is dead. Totally agree with you. What happens? So my general idea was like this: if I'm fighting a 76, yeah, or if I'm fighting a Panzer IV, that I mean, I have almost equal penetrating chances. Let's say, okay, they're actually bigger with the 6-pounder. Nothing to say, but then the chances to to kill him with the 3+ than with the 4+ are actually higher than penetrating him. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
So basically, I can penetrate him, and then I am more sure to destroy him. And why I'm saying this is because 76s and Panzer IVs just remount on a 3+, and that's very easy for them.
Mm.
So yeah, okay, Panzer IVs don't do that much to Churchills, but 76 Shermans can actually hurt some of them. So basically, just killing. I mean, you're using Churchills to assault, but you'll have at least one shooting turn where you'll have to shoot at the tanks, and I want that the things I'm shooting at, I want them dead. So basically, I want to be sure that they will not remount and probably get into my flanks because I'll be close to the objective to be able to assault. So this is why I thought about it. But okay, we'll take the 6-pounder
The
out.
only thing
We'll have to try it out and see how it goes, actually.
I can't recall whether or not it has smoke, direct smoke. I think it's only the 75.
It has direct smoke. The 75
It has, okay. Yeah, the 75 has, but not the 6-pounder, right?
Yes, the 6-pounder doesn't have. So that's another plus for the 75. Then
Yeah.
I said, so 2 compulsory platoons for the Churchills, 1 huge HQ with an upgraded front armor 11, then full Stuart Recce platoon and Crusader AA troop, and we have 67 points. Definitely go for an Achilles platoon, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
You need them.
You definitely need them, yes. Then an Havre, maybe. What do you say?
I would buy some. I'm just so in love with a UK para with 2 Piats. I would go for that any day, I think, because now you have the Cs, and then if you can push in an Aura, that'd be great.
Nope, I cannot have parachuters.
Then buy some a motor platoon, just because you have to have infantry to assault bale tanks and pesky dug-in infantry in buildings.
Exactly. Let's see if we can find some range.
This is it's actually interesting that the only thing that has to do with reality in Flames of War is that you need infantry to survive if you want your tanks to do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then this happens only with version 4. Because until now, you could have just run with, assaulting infantry in buildings with tanks. You could have done that in version 4. Now you cannot do it. So basically.
And people say V4 became a tank game.
Yep, it is a tank game. I mean, with the amount of books we have at the moment, and with the amount of universal carrier patrols and small recon platoons from the Germany in mid-war, the ZKVZ 222 or 221, those pesky bastards,
Yeah, but then again, if let's say take it as an let's think about the ETC matchmaking, for example. If you would have got a 222 list or let's say a hypothetical thing that there would have been a universal carrier list attacking you or against you last year, if you would have a good infantry list with AT guns, and your captain and the enemy captain would have paired you against a 222 list or a carrier list, you could actually butcher that extremely mobile list with the infantry because, okay, sure, the 222s have and universal carriers have they have a lot of machine guns.
Yep.
And they have massive mobility. But when you start hitting them, they are not coming back. They are definitely not coming back.
Remember, they are very hard to hit. So
but
as soon as they shoot, they lose their gun to ground.
Yeah.
And
But I'd say, sorry, Ludi, I'd just say I've been playing Flames of War since 2013, no, 12, I think. And I like the fast-paced version 4 more than I like the old slugging
yeah,
matches
same here.
with
Same
the
here.
defenders just pushing one infantry stand in. I'd trade that any day for
Yep.
a lot of cars because it's much more fast-paced and what it's called in English, like it's much more intuitive to play than just I put one platoon here, and 10 million guns, and then you drive towards me, and you have 3 hours to remove me, which you can't.
Mm.
And with the old minefields and barbed wire, which was like insane, I'd trade it any day. But let's not make this into a V4 versus V3
Oh
discussion.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So basically, this is one of the lists I had I done myself. It's almost similar to what we've came up with, but I have the Typhoon as an extra option, and I have Deserets instead of the normal rifle guys. So now we are here with Churchill's Kristian. This is what we came up with. This is the final list. We have Stewards, Crusaders, Churchill, 6-pounders with 6-pounders, and yeah.
It looks a lot better to me.
Yeah. Okay. I prefer my list. The first list I've shown you. Because
we all know you have a love for dingoes, and that's
yeah. Okay. So basically, I prefer
some guys
my
like
list.
latex.
Yeah.
Theo likes dingoes.
Dingoes. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. We will have to test them out and see how they go. See whichever comes on top. The only thing that I would like to have in my force would be some crocodiles, but that didn't find a place in my list.
But to let me tell you again, Crocs, if you deploy correctly as a German player or a US player and you interlock your platoons,
yeah,
the crocodile is nice, but you won't hit more than 2 stands or 3 stands perhaps, which with each tank, because you cannot spitfire with each tank. You have to with each individual tank. So I'd go for petards any day. I'd buy 3 petards if I could. I would buy 2 instead of a crocodile any day. I just want to play with crocodiles because I find it cool to burn people alive, but competitive-wise, it's not very good.
People, remember, Kristian is supposed to save people for his work, so he needs a counterbalance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's
so
all yin and yang.
This is what my list for today was. You guys in the chat and you guys watching us, what do you think? What is best? I say that you should try maybe as soon as your local clubs open up, you should go and maybe try this list out and see how they perform against each other. And I'm looking forward to see some of these results myself. I will try to play as many games as soon as possible. Guys, just if you have any ideas, any topics you would like to bring up to the stream.
I have one thing to tell, but this is more hobby-wise.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have been asking me, both at the ETC but also at local games, how I make flags for my tanks.
Okay.
And it's very easy and very cheap to do. The only thing you need is, I don't know if it's possible to get in your country in these Corona times, but toilet paper, the expensive stuff.
Yeah, no.
The 3-layer version. What you do is you just cut out a small square size or rectangular size piece of paper, put it on where you want the tank to be. Let's say for a Russian tank, you want to have flags on them to give it more character. You just put them on, and then you mix up a mix of 1-1 of water and PVA glue. And because you've chosen the expensive toilet paper,
Yeah.
it can soak up a lot of watered down glue. And when it dries out and crumbles in sort of a way like a flag would be folding
Yeah.
through all the bits and things on the tank, you can paint on top of that and have a small flag to give it more character. And you can do that with either you want to do a Russian flag or a US flag or whatever you want. And it's very easy. And because toilet paper is so thin, it looks more realistic than if you take Milliput or let's say green stuff, because it takes a lot of time to get it thin enough, and it won't fold as nicely as toilet paper will. And it's very easy to make.
Okay.
I
Everybody
actually
can do
use I use tin foil myself for the flags.
Nice. So toilet paper for flags. Who would have thought of that? Kristian.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's a. I'd say it's a really good way of making flags. It's I actually want to try it
Yeah.
using kitchen towels or toilet paper, but I've personally been using tinfoil for now, and their issue is that you need to place them on the model before you start painting, because you need a nice coat of primer on the tin foil and make sure you do not bend it at all if you want to preserve any of the paint on them. Because you can all imagine what happens if you have a few thin coats of paint on tin foil,
It will just
and
crack.
then you go ahead and bend it a bit.
Yeah, it will just
That's
crack.
adios paint.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, guys.
Cigarette rolling paper.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Søren, that could actually work. It's been about a year since I've quit nicotine, so yeah, I'll try to stay away from cigarette rolling paper as well.
So in the chat we have here what Peter saying with the 8 guns is pretty infantry viable. Yeah, back front with grants. So actually, Peter is saying that from what I understand, that he can face these Churchills and come up winning with Panzer Grenadier lists. Not even with Tigers, I think. Maybe with Ferdinands, but with Tigers, no. Churchills are such a big pain in the ass to have assaulting you, and yeah, no. It's like it's a dream. It's a dream. Guys, if it's okay with you, I would like to wrap it up, just because we're hitting the 1 hour mark and we're like really there. Any closing ideas? Anything you like to do for this weekend? And yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Kristian.
Yeah, I was just thinking if you could at the end here, because we haven't shown any model this day.
Yeah.
Or this stream, if you could link the 88 guns I made, Ludi, I sent you.
Yeah, I will actually. I can show them to the world. So Kristian is the only one who actually had time to paint some models to a level that can be shown to the world. So, and these are awesome, by the way. They definitely are. Hold on, we're having blurry pictures for some reason. Let me reload them. There we go.
And these
Guys,
ones are
tell
the
me
plastic
if
ones.
they look blurry on the screen, and I hope I can do something with it. But here are Kristian's 88s, which are pretty damn cool in my eyes.
Let's see if I
So
can.
we're going with and then we have some 25-pounder Brits.
Yeah, that was for the ETC army.
Yeah.
My
You're not
big
supposed
fingers
to show them.
part them.
No, that's last year's army, so we're fine.
We're fine. Okay.
And I think there's only one guy in this whole stream that would be bothered that we showed Kristian's next ETC army, and that would be himself.
Okay.
Everybody else would be more than happy, maybe asking, what else do you bring?
But I'm sure that Kristian will not bring it to the next ATC because it's a desert theme painted 25-pounders, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. But I won't bring those guys. But they are actually from Forged in Battle.
Okay.
And the cool thing about Forged in Battle is that I know that I sold the idea to Søren as well, but they are slightly bigger than Battlefronts. So they're still within 15 millimeter, but I think due to the fact that they might be, 17 millimeters tall, the details are a bit more...
more visible.
Yeah, and a bit more...
Did we lose Kristian?
I don't know. Probably, yep. I think he's...
Yeah, it looks like we lost Kristian. But anyway, Kristian's 88s and his
Chromos.
finalized Cromwells are...
These guys look nice.
Yeah, that's inspiration for you, Theodor, when you start painting your Achilles.
Oh, wow, nice. Yeah.
Actually, I was looking at...
now he's back.
Watched this. Yeah, we have Kristian back again. We lost you for a while. Actually, when I was looking at a stream or video actually from Squidmar, an amazing painter from Sweden, he said that there's so much we can learn from watching a model or models from a picture instead of just playing around like on Tinder, swiping left and right. As soon as we like the picture or not, take some time and look at it, and you can actually see what's been going on while painting.
Yeah.
And Theodor, for you, I would recommend looking at these pictures.
They look really
take
nice.
some time. You will definitely, if you take 5 minutes looking at it, you can actually see how Kristian's been doing it.
Yes.
And then you'll have your Achilles recipe.
Yeah, I need the Churchill recipe first.
Same colors.
Yeah. They look really nice. I have to try them.
But that is a work in progress. Actually, they're not completely done. I need some more
come on,
highlights.
Kristian, come on. It's okay. It's enough.
No. Not when I'm competing against Ludi and Søren at the ETC.
You can't do that.
Yeah. By the way, we've got a hell of a painter in the stream audience, Søren.
Yeah, Søren. Yeah.
He sure knows how to paint as well. Oh my God, the Soviet army I saw in Reykjavik during Polar Bear, that was truly something. And damn it, it was a tight game, but you won it, Søren.
Yeah. Yep. Now I see Patrick is having a game tomorrow.
No way. I'm giving you the screen back, by the way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Good. So really nice, really nice paints there. I need to try them. I need to get the things done this profi, and I promise you guys I will try to do my best and do some painting. I see your camera is really getting better, Lud. It's not just the light outside, I think.
It can't be the camera getting any better. It's this is my it's the same stuff I use.
It's good. I think that we should, and this is, I'm asking everybody watching us right now, what do you say we split this stream into for example, chatting with friends and then painting or modeling with friends, because we could have this two streams, yeah, going on during one week, and we will have one stream to talk just about the hobby, in general, and about the lists and build lists, and talk about models and whatever else, and then one stream where any of us, and maybe any other future friends that would like to join us, come in and do some painting techniques and do some modeling techniques. For example, I really like what you did on your chromals there with those brown things, camel things.
The
Hessian
Hessian
camo.
camo.
The hashing, yeah. I would really. I mean, I've seen on the Battlefront page a tutorial there, but I think that seeing somebody working, in a live demo would be great. So you guys need to get some little cameras, so we can put those to work and get some ideas from you guys. What do you guys say? I'm putting you to work, actually.
Yeah. Well,
This is what I'm doing.
personally, it sounds really good, but it will take some time. As I've said on the stream before, I have a project in the next 6 months called moving
Yeah.
a
I
house.
totally understand.
So I'll wait with the gear until then. But we will definitely we could definitely think about
Some ways to do
having
that.
having maybe a few streams or videos, maybe 2 streams. Rather, it's more interactive,
Yeah.
where we could go through some painting ideas and techniques we could talk around. Yeah, definitely expand
Perfect.
on this. And there's some guys already envisioned as guests
Nice.
talking about how they've there's guys that have done some amazing work hobby-wise in their communities
Yes.
that I'd really like to showcase. And then game-wise, community-wise, we have guys already taking part in the stream that we should talk with.
Yeah.
One of the coolest tournaments in the world that you can find, but sadly in one of the most remote places
The polar
you
bear
can
one.
find. But then again, there's some really cool bars and restaurants in that city, so why not go there?
Yeah. Cool.
But
Cool.
definitely we could definitely try to expand this. We just need to maybe between ourselves try to find out a good schedule on it.
Yep. And try to find it in such way that real life and show life, showbiz life,
Exactly.
will be as best matched as possible, because none of us earn anything from this as other YouTubers, for example, dedicated YouTubers would otherwise do. So it's just a hobby for us, and
What's
I intended to stay as a hobby for me, live
what's
streaming. So
Christian's opinion?
yeah,
I was thinking that I want to do a shout out to everybody that's not in the stream, but are gonna watch it.
afterwards,
Watch
yes,
this stream afterwards. Yeah,
yeah,
a lot of S's for a Danish tongue. And then give your comments below
yeah,
to a future content you want to see. And I'm definitely up for making a stream about painting. And in my opinion, if we're gonna do it, I can show some intermediate stuff and some beginner stuff where you can actually make. And we've been talking about it, me and Ludi and Theo, about making stuff that everybody is able to do with simple means that looks good from a 1.5 meter away.
yeah.
Because if I'm gonna show stuff like I bring to the ETC, I can't do it in one stream because I spend too much time highlighting a little edge and sitting with my brush chipping individual chips and shit. So nobody want to watch that.
Yeah, that's something I gotta say too, because the people usually think that painting the things you see, let's say that the base and so on would be the time consuming. It's actually the mini details that most people actually don't even see
Yeah.
that you've been doing. It's like, well, for example, I've an example from what I'm painting right now. You've got U.S. troops in Vietnam, so I don't think anybody will notice the Lucky Strike pack on the
Really?
helmet of one soldier,
Yeah.
or
And that's crazy detail. I mean, I did
but
some detailing of like this on my US helmets also, but it didn't came up that good. And
yeah, but
yeah,
that if I mean if the sculpt has it, uh,
you can do it.
I wouldn't dare just painting it green in the helmet cover camo because that would just look weird.
I
And
understand.
if I've got different types of grenades strapped to the guys, I it's actually quite fun to it's what I've noticed with the Vietnam models. It's okay. This is a long time ago, but it's still fun to paint stuff that is a bit closer to your own personal
Yeah.
era, and you instead of having to go through like old black and white pictures and trying to figure out what the color might have been, you just look up or try to remember what an M72 LAW looked like, and then you go
Yes.
like, hey, I'll paint it like that, and oh, I'll try to remember not to paint the yellow exercise strap on it that would be on it.
But, but what we could show is that like one thing that is very easy to make on a model if you want to put the time in it is actually a lot of people have been asking me, how do you make, because I have Vietnam stuff as well, but they're on a hold at the moment. But I've also like Ludidon aircraft signs, and it's not actually that difficult, and it really makes the model stand out. And also, if you want to make a US flag, you don't want to paint 51 stars, but
No.
you can make an impression so that it looks like an American flag, and instead of just having a khaki painted uniform or a what do I know, an olive drab uniform or a Russian green uniform, if you put on small patches and stuff, which actually isn't that complicated, it really makes the model stand out.
Yeah.
Cool,
Actually,
guys.
something I'm dreading is now that Team Yankee is going to the 90s, is painting somewhat modern camo on 15 mil figures,
Yeah.
because that will be a mess. I wouldn't even think about
The
going
urban
digital
camo or
camo on
something like
15
that.
mils.
Digital camo. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Or for example the Danish camo
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
before you guys had what you had before the multicam stuff.
Multicam, yeah.
That
It's
would be
it's
crazy.
the it's the M84 version I used to wear when I started, and it's
You
very
need to
similar
show
to
Christian.
the
Christian, you need to
German.
show us pictures with that camo on.
I have to, yeah. Let me see on my Facebook if I can find some.
No, next one, next stream.
Next stream, yeah. Okay, I'll find some.
Stay
And some in.
tuned. Stay tuned. Christian shows the pictures that he can show publicly. So the few
The real
parade
camo.
pictures.
Yeah, the real camo.
And I have a barcode in front of my eyes
Yeah.
because I'm special with special needs.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
I will have to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys again. Thank you for everything, and I really hope to see you guys on next Friday stream.
Definitely.
I will actually see if I can manage to work around with YouTube and get some announcements for any intermediary streams we're going to do. But everybody watching the stream or watching this recording, subscribe to the channel, and this way every time we go live you'll get a notification and you will be able to see whatever we're talking about and listening to people talking about. Yeah, Mr. Pilgrim just hearing us signing off. Yeah, well, we'll be more than happy to see you in our next stream. So
Mr. Pilgrim might actually also be one of the guys featured in our discussion
yeah,
relatively soon.
yeah, That'll be really nice. That would be really nice to get as many people as possible to the channel and to talk about it. Any closing ideas, guys?
No, thank you everybody for watching. It was
Yeah.
really nice again, and as Theo said, keep on coming to the stream, and eventually this will hopefully build into something big. And we do this for fun. We have no money backers or anything or sponsorship, so we're just three blokes talking about our hobby, and in these times want to share stuff and make you have a great Friday evening.
Yeah. See you guys. Yeah, Lud.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.